Hello, heads of college admission. I am Gavin, and I'm here to talk to you about test optional applications. Due to the COVID-19 pandemic, many schools decided to make their applications test optional because of the lack of availability of testing centers. Students who did not submit a score were not put at a disadvantage, and amidst ongoing debate regarding the effectiveness of being test optional, major universities like Yale, Brown, and MIT all went back to requiring test scores. Based on various sources of evidence, it is clear that requiring test scores creates an application process that is both ineffective and unfair. Your school should remain test optional or switch to test optional because applications already have better indicators of success. Being test optional makes applications more competitive, and standardized tests benefit those of a higher socioeconomic status. As you may know, applications are filled with information about students outside of test scores. The point of an application is to find students who match university's given academic and cultural standards, who also have a high probability of succeeding there. Well, standardized test scores tell you nothing about a student outside of how they can perform on one specific test. The University of Chicago ran a research study with 50,000 students and found that high school grade point average, a statistic that reflects their performance across every single high school class they took, was 5 times as strong as predicting an ACT score at predicting college success. Pieces of information like GPA, essays, letters of recommendation, and others tell you much more about a student than one score can. You can learn more about their work ethic, consistency, leadership, and communication with non-test score pieces of an application. Writing applications of mandatory scores makes the application process more competitive and benefits the university. Many intelligent and qualified students do not receive scores that they deem good enough to apply for certain competitive colleges. Without test scores required, these students are no longer afraid to apply. Therefore, since implementing test optional applications, many schools have seen a large jump in applications. Harvard's total applicants rose by 43%, Yale's by 34%, and Dartmouth by 31%. With more total applications, schools have more candidates for coveted spots, increasing the competitiveness. Also, this means that colleges have more options to choose the students that best match their standards and culture. Additional other effects include lower acceptance rates and increased diversity. These make a school appear better and more prestigious, as well as move up in rankings. Making your application test optional would clearly benefit not only the applicant, but also your school. Past studies have demonstrated that standardized tests, such as the SAT, put students of low income and minority groups at a disadvantage. The SAT is a predictable test, meaning that students can pay for coaches and courses to prepare for it. Additionally, wealthy students can take the exam as many times as they wish. On the other hand, low-income students do not have the same opportunities. Many have to work a part-time job to make ends meet, putting them at a disadvantage. These students have to worry about meeting psychological and safety needs, like putting food on the table, before they can prioritize their education. Regardless of how much they value that education, they are able to give it their full attention. Also, a study from the University of South Carolina shows that white students score higher than non-white students on the SAT. It is an injustice to underrepresented students to use the SAT as a large part of applications. Requiring students to submit an SAT score or other standardized test score jeopardizes the integrity of college applications. For the future of the students, please do not require standardized test scores in your college application.